Good morning, welcome back to another video with a guy and his projects. Today we are working on the 2004 Ford F-250 6.0 liter Power Stroke, and we are replacing the cabin fan blower motor. The reason we're replacing it is because it's down to 1 speed and it is a very loud, obnoxious, squealing, crunching sounding kind of speed. I believe the bearings have gone out and it is time. Sometimes when you're kind of down to 1 speed on your blower motor, you can replace the resistor, which is what allows you to have different speeds. We've already done that last year. Everything works good. It's just been getting progressively slower and progressively louder as it gets slow. So my money's on the blower motor. So I'm going to show you how I do that today. Keep in mind, I'm not a mechanic, I'm not certified, I'm probably not even qualified to show you how I do this, but I'm going to show you how I do it anyway, because if you're like me, you can't afford to pay somebody $600 to do every little thing you need them to do. So that's why I post these videos. Follow me at your own risk. It may or may not work for me, and it may or may not work for you, but that's your problem, not mine. So we're gonna get started here. So your blower motor on these guys, sorry it's all muddy and messy, it's been snowing. I just dried it off as much as I could outside and brought it in. It's gonna make some watery mess, but that's all right. So the blower motor on these trucks is actually in the engine bay, not in the cab. So we're gonna be in the engine bay. It's gonna look something like this guy right here. The one in the truck right now does not have a pigtail. The truck pigtail plugs directly into this. Shouldn't make a difference. But yeah, that's her right there. There's a little plug in here that goes here, but we'll get to that too. As you can see, I just did the one on the WJ as well, because that one I actually put in an aftermarket one and it just squealed like crazy at all times. So I got rid of that one and put in a Murray from O'Reilly's, and that one is actually working really nicely. So this one is a 4 Seasons. I will link it down below in the Amazon description. I do get a slight commission when you buy stuff after clicking on my links, so click on a lot of my links and buy a lot of stuff. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get this going here. Like I said, this is gonna be under the hood, so we're gonna pick this up. I already released the latch in the cab. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, she's cold. I'm gonna put this up. Whoop. And we have no light, so I'm gonna get my light bar to hang across here real quick. Be right back. Okay, I got my step stool. I got my light bar up on top here, and now we can see what we're doing. So I think this is gonna be pretty simple and straightforward. This is your fan blower right here, this big round dealio. You got 3 8mm bolts, it looks like. An electrical plug, a little rubber plug, and then you got whatever the heck this contraption here is, which looks like 1 electrical plug and 2 10mm bolts. And it looks like that's all we got to take out. I have been fooled before, so we're gonna find out, but that's where I'm gonna start. So in the spirit of hope, I'm going to grab an 8mm, 10mm, and a little ratchet. We're gonna find a way I can stand and hold the camera and you guys can see and I can see. Fart a little bit. Oh yeah, right there, that should be good. Wonder if I just hang you guys on the light bar today. All right, as long as you guys will stay there. So this wire should be fine. This little vacuum self-attach goes into this. Oh, so this must be the vacuum actuator. This is the previous owner's amp. Don't know, don't care. Looks like we probably don't even need to unplug this thing. So we're just gonna go here. We're gonna grab these 2 10mm bolts. We're gonna grab that one, and then we're gonna grab this one down here, if the vacuum line will let you get through. So there's that. And then we got this one. There we go. There's bolt number 2. Now I'm imagining that this thing will have enough room to get out of our way. Oh yeah, look at that. That's good. Okay, so don't even need to unplug it. Got oil lines everywhere. We're gonna take the electrical connector off. And this one's broken. It's a little dry rotted. There she goes. That's gonna come off. What is this? This looks like the retaining for the rubber plug retainer. So you're gonna loop that over, pull that, and then this, I hope you guys can see, I think, yep, just pops right off just like so. Yeah, so far so good, boys and girls. We're gonna switch to our 8mm. Our 8mm ratchet wrench, whatever you got. And I'm gonna start with this bottom bolt only because it's the hardest one to get to. There's one. This one we'll call number 2. There's 2. Oh, almost lost it. And number 3. Now theoretically we can just pull that right out. Oh yeah, just like that. And there is enough room. All right. Somebody's already replaced that. That's a VDO. That must have been the previous owner. It's always interesting when you find that somebody has already replaced a part that you're replacing. There is some differences here, and I don't know if it matters, but I can fit almost a finger gap in between here and there. And the old one is a much tighter gap. In fact, the whole fan blade situation looks bigger. Also worthy of notation, the old one has a little gasket on it, and the new one did not come with a gasket. Interesting. Which means it might do a little rattle. Okay, affirmatively, the new one does not come with a gasket, at least with this brand. So if this ends up being allowed, we might have to go pull this off and put another one in. But the good news is, this isn't a hard operation, so looks pretty easy so far. So we're gonna stick this in. Oh, looks like it'd be hard to mess up orientation because I got these pegs that gotta fit. So that goes there. Stick the easiest one in first. I like to take the hardest out first and put the hardest in last, because theoretically all the other ones are sitting right by the time you get the hard one that way. There's that. I'll stick this one in here. If I was smart, I'd make sure this plug lines up, but not a lot of people accuse me of being smart. Okay, and we just got the bottom one, which I can't even see that hole right now because it's so black. But we know about where it is. We'll feel around and not find it. There it is. Oh, wow, yeah, I can literally, there it is. Yeah, is it that one? Yep, there it is. That's hard to see. All right, fan motor is in. Blower, whatever it is you want to call that sucker. We're gonna grab our harness connector. We're gonna plug this guy in. Ooh. Uh-oh. Okay, there it goes. It does plug in, that's good. Oh crap, we forgot about that guy. So unplug that. I'm gonna put this rubber through. And then this has got to go in the hole. And try and shove it in so it seals up. I don't really know what it's doing. I'm assuming it's just pulling a vacuum, but I don't know. Now we can plug this in. And we'll put this back in place. This guy will hang back up in place. There, just like so. Grab the easy hole first. Get the second one. Oh yes, I do keep mothballs in the engine bay in the cars. I've learned the mice out here like it in the winter to jump in the engine bays. The mothballs seem to keep them at bay. Okay, grab our 10mm socket again. And we'll just tighten this guy back up here. Yeah, that one's snugged back in. That one's snugged back in, so we're good. Okay, that's all there is to it. Putting in your fan, your cabin fan blower, AC blower, whatever you want to call it. Pretty easy to do on this truck, actually. Don't have to crawl under the dash like most others. It's actually really nice. So I do have all 4 fan speeds again. I know typically that is your resistor. That's typically what people will tell you. I think the fan was just dying, and it was down to 1 speed and 1 speed only, and that speed was making noises. New fan, everything works great. So, but test it first, check it first, or buy both. Whatever you want to do, that's your problem. I just showed you how I change the blower motor. Not a mechanic, not specialized, not certified, not nothing. That's how I did it. Doesn't mean it'll work for you, but it did work for me. So that being said, I'll link it down in the description below. Check it out, click on the links, donate via PayPal if you would, and you'd like to see more of these videos. That's kind of what helps fund them. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. Adios.